Rand defines happiness as a state of, or he describes it as a state of non-contradictory joy. Sometimes we use happiness to mean just a feeling you might have in a moment, and any kind of positive feeling will count. And I guess you could use the word that way. Pleasure, I think, is a better word for that. But what we often mean by happiness, and what she means by it, is a state of non-contradictory joy. And the non-contradictory is important. There are a lot of things that are pleasant, or, well, sort of pleasant, or at least take away some of our anxiety in the moment. But that can't give us any kind of non-contradictory joy, because we know that by achieving them, we're frustrating our ability to achieve others, and they don't last. So that any fleeting feeling of joy you have in them is tinged with pain and guilt and fear. But a non-contradictory joy is an enjoyment you can take in particular things and in your life as a whole, where the enjoyment pervades the whole of life, because you know that each good thing that you're taking pleasure in fits with, it enhances, augments, works together with all the other things that you want and care about. There are no hangovers. There are no tensions. It's non-contradictory. It fits together. But such non-contradictory joy requires having values, consistent, rational values, which means goals that are consistent with one another and consistent with all the relevant facts about human nature, about your specific nature, about your circumstances, about the effects that these goals will have if they're accomplished down the line, about what kind of means you would need to enact to obtain them, and that therefore cohere into a life that you yourself can enact. The happiness that you get by having such a set of values and then acting on them is non-contradictory joy. Rand describes it as that state of consciousness that proceeds from the achievement of one's values. And it requires, again, that they be your values, that you not take the things you're working towards as what people go after, or what you have to go after, as a good American, or good Christian, or good Muslim, or good Midwesterner, or good whatever you're from, or good objectivist for that matter, who has to like skyscrapers or something. But it's rather things that you chose, that you thought about how they fit together and form a self-sustaining, achievable to you whole. Self-sustaining is important, and we'll talk more about that later. But they form a whole such that you can act for them, you can expect to achieve them, or at least make some progress towards them, which would count as a real achievement, and that progress wouldn't be self-undermining, but is rather something that will feed itself and can continue. It's what it is to have consistent goals.